Diary of Dark One's Son is a look into the thoughts, opinions, and experiences of a young black man who is wrestling with the tough task of trying to make something out of himself in a very racist and hateful environment. It covers in detail the thoughts of a man as he observes and eventually learns how to cope and deal with the world around him. It is a story of a man who, while beset with many obstacles, learns how to overcome them in order to accomplish his goals and aspirations. This book is not for the faint of heart, and the opinions that are shared in this book can be deemed very offensive to some readers. If you think that you will be offended by the opinions shared in this book, the answer is simple. This is not the book for you. This book is merely the opinions of one man, and it should be taken as such. However, if you really wish to gain insight into the thoughts of a young black male in today's society, then look no further. Read this book. Excerpt from the book. From the chapter, Am I Visible or What? One day when I was walking home from school, I came across this other brother who was walking my way. In his eyes, I could see the sadness, the same sadness that was in mine. I knew exactly what was going through his mind too. He was feeling like an absolute nobody. How did I know, you ask? Because I was feeling the same way at the moment right when I walked past him. Have you ever felt, if you are a black man reading this, that you were invisible to the world? Not because you want to be, but because people refuse to acknowledge your presence. Read more when you purchase this book. This book can be purchased from lulu.com.
There were some pictures that, we all saw on social media from a Daniel's rope ties out of South Africa. And when we seen this, most people was like, what the F is this? I mean, this dude had made some ties that looked like some nooses. I mean, this what this dude's gonna do? So we all sharing the pictures. It got a major backlash, and rightfully so. Understanding the history of apartheid in South Africa, and also the history here, in America with slavery, Jim Crow, all the different things that we dealt with here, and how the noose was used as a agent of domestic terrorism for Black Americans and also South Africans. So when the backlash came to this guy, his name is Daniel Ngobeni. At first he apologized, but then it was a post that he made on his page that I want to focus on, because this guy here is really on one. Now, I contacted my contacts in South Africa and I said, hey, what's up with all this? And so what I was told was basically, look, man, this dude here is just a straight up raccoon. They said, we don't support that dude. They said, and a lot of people I knew from South Africa was like, shaking their heads, like, what's up with this, man? Come on, bro. But of course, the raccoon disease is in the black world. So understand that. So let's go to his post and really, he really gonna dig down in this. So he says, if this work reminds Americans about lynching in the past, he said, it is now time for change, that when people see a rope, all they think is suicidal and lynching. Now, that rope has been used as a agent of domestic terrorism for Black Americans and South Africans. He said, can't anything good come out of the same subject? Hell no, Daniel. He said, there are people killed from guns and knives, but we still have printed guns and knives on clothes. He said, therefore, what is the difference with mine if they all symbolize death? It is a big difference, because the rope was used to kill Black Americans, South Africans, okay, way more than a gun or a knife. That was enshrined as the main weapon of domestic terrorism against Black people, because the white supremacist is sick, is demented, and they are full of the devil. They used to like to watch Black people hang to death. They would buy tickets to lynchings. But if you actually knew history, you would know that. Now, he says, my work is never about disrespecting the victims, but we need to adapt to a new thing. Check all my ropeware designs. And this is the part that I got to home in on. I don't owe this Americans any apology. And I didn't apologize for that matter. Okay, so those that contacted him, he apologized. He said he didn't really apologize. He said, I love what I do and I'm happy with the support I have from my own country. He said, I believe if this initiative was from USA, this wouldn't be this far. In fact, they would have got the support because they all want to be dominant. He said, Daniel rope ties not to end soon. So, no, we're not a raccoon like you. We understand, even our raccoons know better than this. You understand? They wouldn't be walking around here talking about no lynching. They know better. All of them know better. Because it would be real fierce hell to pay in Black America if any of them pulled a stunt like that. So no, you got the game all messed up. We are nothing like you at all, Daniel. Now, Daniel probably was born after 1994. I guarantee he don't know the life of apartheid. But Daniel, since you want to disrespect Americans, and understand something, brothers and sisters, here, you're called Americans in other countries. You're not called Black American. You're called American. I want to let you know that. That black, white, and all these other kind of color Americans, that's this crap here because everything goes on color. Most other countries is based on nationality. But let's play a clip to educate Daniel here and those that may not know the history of how Black Americans was part of the instrumental way to get them free of apartheid. Let's roll that clip.
Became a logical next place to go.
Former U.S. Congressman Ron Dellums was one of the leaders of the movement. He worked to expose the plight of South Africa's blacks, along with the injustices carried out by the white minority government. Dellums introduced anti-apartheid legislation in Congress, banning trade and investment in South Africa, and also led many demonstrations in which ordinary people and many celebrities were arrested.
They went out there to put themselves on the line to say, look, if South Africans could be beaten and jailed, the least we could do is go out there and experience some discomfort ourselves and be one with our sisters and brothers in the struggle to liberate them.
Howard Dotson, director of the Howard University Library, remembers protesting with his son outside the South African consulate in Atlanta.
The anti-apartheid activities in the United States actually reverberated around the world, leading other people to develop their own demonstration activities. And that probably was as critical to the overthrow of apartheid as anything else that was going on.
Students also protested on university campuses, calling on schools and corporations to get rid of their investments in South Africa. Nelson Mandela's granddaughter, Taquini, says the U.S. anti-apartheid movement and others helped turn international opinion decisively against the apartheid regime.
My grandfather and the Walter Sisulus of this world really appreciated that because they realized that without the support outside, they wouldn't have necessarily been successful in dismantling apartheid.
In 1986, Congress approved a law imposing tough U.S. economic sanctions against South Africa. President Ronald Reagan opposed the measure and vetoed it, but days later, lawmakers overrode his veto. Former Republican Senator Richard Lugar supported the sanctions.
This led the South African government, I believe, to reconsider its policies, not immediately, but certainly under the dent of the difficult sanctions that were there. And it led to the freedom for Nelson Mandela.
Apartheid ended in 1994, and Nelson Mandela was elected South Africa's president. During a state visit to Washington, he thanked Americans for their support.
You have no idea how your involvement in the anti-apartheid struggle in our country actually helped to facilitate the transformation.
Ron Dellums says the greatest reward of his anti-apartheid work came during a meeting with Mr. Mandela.
Because he looked at me sort of a double take and he said, Ronald Dellums, we have heard much of you. You gave us hope. You kept us alive. And he hugged me and I broke down and cried. I would never forget that moment as long as I live.
Dellum says there's no doubt the determination and sacrifice by so many in the U.S. anti-apartheid movement helped change the course of history in South Africa.
So Daniel, as you can see, the great Nelson Mandela, who was a head busser, you know, when he was fighting for his people, that they had to put him in jail all those years. The young Nelson Mandela wasn't no punk at all. Understand that. Don't view that older Nelson Mandela. Look at that young one. He was about the business. See, you disrespect Winnie Mandela as well. You disrespect all the freedom fighters that fought for your freedom, and also the brothers and sisters here. See, look, we need more, even in America, more Ron Dellums. See, Ron Dellums used his position as a congressman, which he's the former mayor of Oakland, California, shout out to Oakland. And he saw that, look, my brothers and sisters are suffering over there. We can relate to this. So we need to make sure to fight for our brothers and sisters in South Africa. We didn't live over there. We had our own problems right here in America. But Black America has been instrumental at being the leaders of Pan-Africanism. Call it what it is. We the one understand the concept, and we have been the leaders of it, and we have put in work to back it up. Just like it was covered with Wangel talking about from her country, Ethiopia, about how Black Americans went over and helped. Understand? So we have been helping out the African continent. You look at the civil rights movement. During the civil rights movement, our movements sparked the world. So much so that African nations became independent after the civil rights movement. You understand? So our movements, once again, Nelson Mandela's granddaughter just told you that it was the movement here that sparked the world against apartheid. Nelson Mandela, you clearly see him in the picture, say, hey, Americans, you the one that helped get us free. You heard Ron Dellum say Nelson Mandela personally came up to him and hugged him and thanked him for helping to get involved in freeing South Africa. Black Americans, we love our people no matter where they at. We love them. We have put in the most work. This is why we are the most hurt at times, when we are rejected by Africans or Caribbeans or whatever, because we have put in the work and shown love to all of y'all, because we love all of y'all. That tribalism crap, I always said that. Don't come to this country, that tribalism crap, because they don't get you nowhere. Because if it got you somewhere, you would need no assistance from no other brothers and sisters. It was getting you somewhere. If it was getting you further. A lot of you leave your country talking about, oh, it's not working and all of that. You need to go make a life somewhere else. Well, leave that mess that fails over there and come join with your brothers and sisters in unity. See, Black Americans never had this tribalism. They didn't. Because we all in the same boat. Even though we tried some of that with the boule and religion and all that other mess, it goes out the water real quick, because the white supremacists in this country let you know immediately that, wait a minute, I don't care about your boule, your religion, or your money or anything else. You're inward here. And that's what keeps us unified, if anything else. Now, we got some folks that don't want to be unified. But Daniel, you need to understand something. Humble yourself. Stop disrespecting your ancestors and disrespecting ours here. Many people fought and died for you to have the opportunity to even have a business. Because them Boers wouldn't allow you to be having no business other than nickel and diamond. Serving them. You be cleaning their shoes. You be cleaning their house. That's what you'll be doing. You wouldn't be having nothing going on that you have going on today. So yes, we're going to get involved. You know why we're going to get involved? Because we have a vested interest not only in South Africa, but we have a vested interest in the continent of Africa. You post something to the World Wide Web, Daniel Ngobeni, everybody going to see it. And everybody needs to continue to give you backlash and anything else they need to give you. And you need to go to obscurity if you're going to continue to disrespect black people like that. See, we're in a different time period, Daniel. We're not going to let no raccoons like yourself continue to disrespect our people and we just keep quiet about it. No, that's just not going to happen. I read one comment on his page. I don't understand why the Americans are so aggressive. We are aggressive. Maybe if some of you would get aggressive in South Africa, you can get those Boers to go back where they come from. Just maybe if you get aggressive. But some of you are afraid of that. When you see Julius Malema and the EFF, like, oh my God, he's too militant. That's the only way you'll get free. You never will get free being passive. You can't pray your freedom away. You could pray while you're fighting. You could do that. But we understand we have to be aggressive against white supremacy because we would end up back in slavery. We would end up back in Jim Crow. You will end up back in apartheid, Daniel. And the reason why I keep saying his name is because he's the one talking. So I'm talking directly to Daniel. And South Africans, I love y'all. Can't wait to see y'all in a few months. But you tell Daniel I'm talking directly to him in this video. You send him this video. And when you do send him this video, Daniel, you raccoon you're so disrespectful. And I pray your business fail and fall to the ground. You don't disrespect your people. You don't disrespect other people in the diaspora. You don't do that just so you can make a quick buck. Who funding you? Because it sounds like them folks is funding you because the way you're moving, the way you're talking. Because I know good and well you're not funding yourself. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think, especially South Africans. Let me know what you think about this. I know many of you do not support Daniel. I know. Now, I know you got some raccoons that's going to support this, but understand something. I'm going to repeat this again. Even our raccoons in America wouldn't do this. They even got enough sense. So check your boy. 250 years of slavery, 100 years of Jim Crow, sharecropping, the Ku Klux Klan, lynchings, bombings, mass incarceration, the separation and destruction of the black family. All of that has had an effect on our mind. Our mind needs to be decolonized. We today are experiencing mental slavery, not physical slavery as once our ancestors had to endure. In my book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we take you through every step to start releasing the chains that's on your mind. He or she who controls the mind control the person. It is in a vested interest of the white supremacist system to keep your mind bogged down in a mental slavery, throwing entertainment, throwing drugs, throwing alcohol, anything they can at you to keep you bogged down. You got to free yourself from mental slavery by purchasing our book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, today on Amazon. Make sure you share it with your family, share it with your friends. Everyone can benefit from decolonizing the mind, because once your mind is decolonized, you will never be put to sleep again. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store.